Speaking about Marvel's Eternals here, Disney's Eternals, I should say. Chloe Zhao's next project, the current Best Picture and Best Director recipient. And she put out a trailer. Well, she didn't. Disney put out a trailer a couple of days ago. We reacted to it. Was it yesterday? It was fucking yesterday once. Yesterday, we reacted to it yesterday, John. Come on. Losing my marbles here. They put a trailer out and it get mixed reception. There was some people who were questioning every single little part of the trailer. There's some people out there just on a witch hunt against Disney content at the moment. The knives are out, they're sharpened, and they want to go after whatever the hell Disney release. They're not happy about Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the apparent fucking force representation and the whole story about Isaiah and the black struggle in the States. Some white people, and I'm going to call them out because I'm white and I can get to call out white people and not get called reverse racist, if that's such a thing, are just not fucking happy to ever see anyone different to themselves on the screen, to see stories being portrayed about minority communities. They're just pissed off every time they see it. And these people will bitch, and these are the kind of people who hold a vendetta, and they will go after the next project. They'll downrate it on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. A little basement dwelling shitheads. So they're going after the Eternals. And there's the other people who are rightly questioning a specific line. I think it was uttered by Angelina Jolie in this trailer. That line being, where the fuck, and I'm paraphrasing heavily here, of course, she didn't swear, where the fuck were the Eternals when that happened there? When Thanos wiped out half of the universe? One perplexed fan asked. I'm equally perplexed. I'll get into it in a moment, why I don't think this will be an issue, because, to be quite frank, I don't think Kevin Feige is that untidy. I don't think he's that careless. I think he will have every single plot hole, every single scenario covered. This guy does not make mistakes like that. He is clinical in the process of expanding this universe, in the process of making movies, and little tidbits and Easter eggs that you can look back on in hindsight, like you did with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and point things out. That's how on the ball their studio are, how on the ball their head figure is. They don't make mistakes like that, that's what I'm saying. But look, man, it's coming in from The Independent. I don't really know the political persuasion of The Independent, but needless to say, I'm offended by the logo, and I don't even know what the logo is. A fucking eagle. I don't know why it says that. Eagle's the national animal of Scotland, the golden eagle. So I'm not offended by it, but I just like, we'll get into it, man. We'll get into it. I'm gibbering here. Marvel fans are mocking the Eternals trailer for conveniently retconning their absence from the MCU. Well, don't get too hasty there, Independent. Who is it that's wrote this? Don't get too hasty, Jacob Stallworthy. As I did say, Kevin Feige doesn't make mistakes like that. So just wait till the movie comes out and watch it and see what the explanation is. I'm sure it's all tied up. Not a chance if he made a mistake like that. This will mark the first time, blah 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 blah. We have watched Unguided, we have helped them progress and seen them accomplish wonders. Throughout the years, we have never interfered until now. Now, we do not know the timeline of this movie. That's the next point. We don't know when this movie is going to be set. This could be set right at the end or during the events of Endgame. They could come out of the shadows and have some unseen influence on the events we see in Endgame. We don't know when this movie is going to take place, so right away people are jumping to assumptions and bitching like little fuckers. But needless to say, there has been some people on social media moaning. What a surprise. Moaning on Twitter. Well, I would never have thought that. Never. Haru82 says this: one thing that bothers me about the Eternals, throughout the years we have never interfered until now. So when half of the galaxy turned to space dust by a snap of a finger, you guys were just like, this is fine. I don't know the actual mythology of the Eternals. I don't know if they are, well, they must be fucking eternal. They're called the Eternals. I presume they can't die. But another explanation is they were snipped out of existence. But I don't think so. I think they're actual godly things. They're like the actual Maya in The Lord of the Rings, the sort of godly creatures who are borderline immortal. Not borderline in this case because they're called the Eternals. Haru's continued. That's the same tweet. He's not continued. Haru's very much done. This Sensei, can't even read these fucking names here, having a stroke. This Sensei says this: haha, YouTubers trolling Marvel with the "we have never interfered until now" Eternals trailer phrase, meaning whatever happens in this movie has to be bigger than wiping half the universe for them to interfere. Well, there is bigger bigger forces at work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe than Thanos. And look, it all got righted, didn't it? The universe came back, and it has its issues as well. We've seen that exploding Falcon. But there is bigger entities in this Marvel Cinematic Universe that could be dabbled with. Needless to say, man, there's not many tweets they have. Look, it wasn't a mistake from me. They actually posted the Haru tweet twice. The Independent. What a fucking joke of a pater. They have posted that tweet twice. So it wasn't even me. It was them. They were to blame. I'm going to round it up by saying this, man. Once again, I'm going to go back to the actual thing I says at the very start before I went in and read the actual tweets and the response on social media. I do not believe that Kevin Feige would be so lazy to make a mistake like that. There will be a good reason for them sitting in the shadows. They maybe thought the Avengers had it tied up. Maybe they had complete faith in Steve Rogers, Captain Rogers, as they uttered at the end of the trailer, and the other gang to come together and right the wrong that was the half universe being snapped out of existence. That may be the case, I don't know, but there will be a reason for them sitting in the shadows. I don't know if it's the timeline of this movie. It ends, or perhaps them coming out of the shadows times perfectly for Endgame. I don't know what the reason is, but Kevin Feige will not make a mistake like that. This guy has not made a mistake like that in the last 12 years. He has been absolutely on the money, consistent moneymaker for Disney. That's why he's the head of Marvel now, not just the film side of things. This guy is the head of the whole Marvel operation. They trust this guy with their lives. He's one of the greatest producers in the history of Hollywood. He will not fuck this up. If they come out of the shadows for some event, then there will be a reason for it. It will all be explained in this movie. I'm absolutely convinced. I heard someone say that this could be the first big flop for Marvel. This could be the first disaster for their whole operation. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen for a long, long time, man. There will be a point where we will have a disaster of a Marvel movie. In fact, it's already happened. It was Iron Man 3 and For the Dark World. I don't think this will be a disaster. They know how important this movie is in terms of passing the baton on to a new era of characters, a new saga. This is highly important, just as important as Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man No Way Home in terms of the multiverse concept. They will get it right. I'm absolutely confident in it. But I'm moving on, man.